What if the heartbeat of the NBA's next generation quietly thunders from the sidelines of Chase Center, where a 7'3" Filipino giant just cracked open a path no one dared imagine? Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with splash-era passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. Today, we're peeling back the layers on a move that's less about stats and more about soul. Less about immediate wins and more about seismic shifts in basketball's global DNA, the Golden State. Warriors announcing Kai Sotto as their newest signee, a young Filipino center whose arrival isn't just a footnote, but an epic chapter rewriting the narrative of NBA inclusivity and international scouting. This isn't some preseason filler. It's a symbolic earthquake shaking social media continents away, igniting jubilation from Manila to San Francisco as an entire nation's dreams fan out like wildfire through streets filled with flags, tears, and hopeful children dreaming bigger than ever before. Kai Sotto is more than a name. It's a beacon of hope, resilience, and pride. The first full-blooded Filipino to don the jersey of a franchise synonymous with innovation, championship pedigree, and basketball artistry. But let's not get lost in hype alone. Kai's story is forged in sacrifice and sheer grit. A teenager who left home in comfort to chase hoops in the U.S., honed his skills in Atlanta's Skill Factory with a rare combination of soft touch and high basketball IQ that belies his towering stature. It's a story of radical choices, defying the traditional collegiate path, electing instead to test his mettle professionally first in Australia's NBL with the Adelaide 3-6ers, where vets and NBA-caliber foes weren't just obstacles but stepping stones, before blasting onto Japan's B-League stage with the Hiroshima Dragonflies, where mental toughness and a diversified offensive arsenal met the high physical and tactical demands required for the NBA grind. All that growth was under an intense microscope, because Warriors scouts didn't just stumble upon Kai overnight. They tracked every pivot, every highlight, every stat line for months with surgical precision, seeing beyond raw length to a discipline. Coachable talent tailor-made for Steve Kerr's fluid, pass-heavy, IQ-centric game plan. Yes, the contract might sound cautious, a partially guaranteed one-year deal with training camp, and a real shot at a two-way contract. But don't let that fool you. This is a calculated investment in something far bigger than a roster slot. In a team that prizes players like Draymond Green for their cerebral approach and off-ball smarts, Kai's court vision and instinctive mid-range stroke could fill a glaring void, the lack of a rim-protecting big with agility and offensive diversity. The Warriors have sorely missed. But the ripple effect goes beyond splash plays and box scores. By embracing Kai, Golden State is bridging worlds and cultures, tapping into a fiercely loyal Filipino fan base whose emotional response could rival championship celebrations merchandise. Sales skyrocketing, social engagement surging, and a swelling sense of pride that no marketing campaign alone could manufacture. And here's where the story twists. Whispers from insiders suggest the Warriors' global gaze is sharpening, with Asian prospects like South Korea's Rian Zabando now firmly on the radar, signaling a strategic pivot toward international talent. Pools that could reshape not just Golden State's blueprint, but the NBA's very identity. Could this be the silent pivot eclipsing even the Kevin Durant era, ushering in a new Golden State renaissance spurred not just by big threes, but by bold, boundary-breaking global fusion? But then, reality bites back. The NBA is a merciless proving ground, especially for a 22-year-old rookie standing outsized not just physically but culturally. The speed, the contact, the relentless strategic chess match is a far cry from the league's Kai's transition through. And the Warriors' locker room, though famously welcoming under Kerr's patient leadership, won't coddle a player wearing the heavy mantle of a nation's hopes. Yet, his quiet maturity, his ability to absorb pressure and learn might just turn skepticism into surprise. Kai doesn't just carry a ball. He carries the collective heartbeat of millions, embodied in videos of Filipino kids training in Warriors shirts of elders weeping in living rooms thousands of miles away, crystallizing a shared identity that transcends wins and losses. Veteran voices like Draymond Green, David West, and Andrew Bogut have already stepped forward, setting a tone of support, reminding us that Kai's arrival is more than a contract. It's a moment of cultural reckoning. But what's at stake? Beyond the warmth of representation lies the cold calculus of NBA success. Can Kai earn a rotation spot? Can he impress through relentless training camp battles, preseason clashes, and the brutal demands of competing against more experienced, powerful centers? The Warriors' frontcourt rotation is thinner than ever, and opportunities might come faster than expected, but every rep will be scrutinized, every adjustment multiplied 1,000 times. And yet, the promise is tantalizing. At 22, his best basketball is ahead, with room to bulk up, sharpen shooting, expand tactical savvy under Kerr's mastery of player development, just like a Jordan Poole or a Jonathan Kuminga blossomed before. Kai could evolve into a modern big who redefines positionless versatility rim protector, passer, scorer filling a void Golden State has felt for years. Off the court, the business world is buzzing too, with Asian sponsors circling, Filipino media ramping coverage, and a new marketing paradigm emerging that binds NBA aspirations with Southeast Asian passion, possibly positioning Kai as the face of future global NBA events, youth programs, and cultural exchanges. Imagine preseason tours in the Philippines, social campaigns leveraging Kai's authenticity and humility, or even catalytic impact stories inspiring untold youth who see now that barriers can be broken and borders can be crossed. At the core, though, Kai is still a young kid who watched Tim Duncan and Paul Gasol, who battled self-doubt and disappointment, and who now carries the weight of expectation with an uncommon steadiness. He's not just playing basketball. He's playing for identity, for representation, for a dream once deemed impossible that now feels close enough to touch. This is why the Warriors' gamble resonates as desperation or destiny. It's a message sent loud and clear to the league. Opportunity must be born from courage and potential, not just pedigree and proximity. And as the Warriors gear up for a season that could redefine their legacy, questions abound. Will Kai's arrival herald a rebirth of the Warriors' dynasty spirit? Can this young man from halfway around the world unlock layers of team success that even seasoned stars like Curry and Thompson can lean on? Does the whisper of a LeBron James trade spinning through the rumor mill signal an even bigger seismic, reshaping soon to hit the bay? Or is this baby step toward inclusivity the true game changer? As a lifelong Dub Nation believer, my pulse is racing just writing this, caught between charged hope and mounting suspense. Because what we're witnessing is not just a signing or a rumor, it's a seismic pivot in basketball's global narrative. A moment when sport transcends stat sheets and box scores to become something undeniably human. But is this the spark that reignites our dynasty or the crack that fractures our legacy? Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. If you just felt a surge racing through your veins when Kai's name echoed across the Chase Center, the first Filipino giant stepping onto the sacred hardwood of our dynasty's home, then type out your rawest feels right now. Because this saga just caught fire and it's not cooling down anytime soon. There's a tempest brewing in the bay, deeper and wilder than any splash dunk highlight or clutch 3 steps dropped in overtime. This isn't just about a rookie trying to crack a rotation. This is about the soul of the Warriors being pushed toward a crossroads where legacy and reinvention collide like thunderclaps. Imagine the pressure cooker inside the locker room right now. Steph Curry, still the heartbeat but aging, carrying the weight of a franchise that's begged time for a rebirth. Draymond Green, the fiery anchor whose intensity sometimes boils over in ways that can shred or stitch team chemistry. Kuminga and Moody hustling for a foothold, embodying potential but untested metal under Kerr's unforgiving system. All eyes on Kai, the towering newcomer whose very presence is a lightning rod of hope and skepticism. The whispers from the front office hint at numb nerves and rising excitement because the Warriors have never been shy about making moves that challenge the NBA orthodoxy. But this is different. Kai Sotto is a statement shot, a power play signaling that Golden State's global empire isn't just built on splash and showstopper energy, but on bold international recruitment, steeped in patience and culture. But here's the razor edge. What if the league's brutal spotlight and punishing pace expose cracks in Kai's game that no highlight reel can mask? The earlier seasons of our beloved franchise taught us that talent without fit is a recipe for heartbreak. So the stakes are white hot. Warriors fans remember the nightmare spiral with Andrew Wiggins, promising but inconsistent, and we've been burned by big moves before. Yet Kerr's brilliance as a coach, the same mind that sculpted a team of sharpshooters and high IQ gladiators, could be the crucible Kai needs to metamorphose from raw hopeful into key contributor. There's also the silent tension from the veteran core, the unspoken question: can Kai learn fast enough, stand strong enough in the physical trenches with playoff-tested bruisers like Jaren Jackson Jr. or Rudy Gobert? Steph's legacy is gyrating on the pivot here because if Kai can pull this off, we're staring at a generational shift, a new chapter where the Warriors become the NBA's blueprint for transcending borders and building teams with heart and global resonance. But if Kai struggles, gets buried in the depths of Dub's rotation, then all this excitement risks becoming a cautionary tale about the dangers of chasing dreams over sure wins. The trade rumors swirling in whispers LeBron seriously linked to the Bay? What does that mean for the young core, for Kai's window? Is this a desperate ploy to patch cracks in an aging ship, or the last push for another title run before the dynasty truly ages out? Every press conference, every training camp scrimmage could shimmy the scales of fate. Steph remains the standard bearer, but can he and Kai connect on court in a way that balances flash and bone? Kai's unique blend of size, mobility, and undeniable smoothness with the ball makes him a tantalizing wild card for Kerr's positionless offense, but he's also entering a team ecosystem that demands excellence on the spot. No hand-holding, no safety net. The cultural implications radiate far beyond basketball. Filipino-American communities are rallying like never before, their voices flooding social feeds, transcending the typical sports buzz into a movement, redefining representation in a league historically slow to embrace Asian talents. Merchandise sales are blowing past expectations. Broadcast numbers spike with every mention of Kai's name. Sponsors circle hungry to tap into Southeast Asian markets, branding Golden State in new, electrifying ways that bind sport with identity like never before. So Kai steps on a stage 50,000 strong, not just as a player, but as a symbol. Symbols come with immense pressure. Will the Warriors nurtured in the swamp of Bay Area grit and innovation value him as one of their own, or will the spotlight make him a target for criticism that could spiral out of control? What if Kai's journey fractures under expectation? What if the clash of styles, culture, and unyielding NBA demands crushes the fragile promise hanging on his towering shoulders? Then again, what if this quiet revolution at Chase Center, sparked by a 22-year-old from Manila, becomes the defining moment of our era when Golden State stops chasing the ghosts of past dynasties and starts forging a new kind of legacy woven with tenacity, diversity, and global vision? I'm a fan who's devoured every Warriors heartbreak, every punch to the gut from missed shots, blown leads, and brutal playoff exits. I've celebrated parades and felt pride that runs deeper than wins. And right now, feeling this pulse build. Through the echoes of Warriors' hardwood history, I can sense something tectonic shaking beneath. Something raw, unpolished, but undeniable. The kind of transformation that either forges legends or breaks souls. It's messy, it's electric, and it's real. Take up that fire with me. Now drop your fiercest, rawest, unfiltered takes below. Tell me what you really think. Is Kai Sotto the new dawn of Dub Nation's global rise, or a risky bet on a dream that might break us? Will the Warriors bleed new life into the aging core, or are we watching the last sparks of a dynasty flickering out? I'm in the trenches with you. Bring your receipts, bring your passion, because this unfolding narrative is ours to claim or to question. And there's no off-season pause on the heartbeats racing through Dub Nation tonight.